Alrighty. So, yeah, I have a bag of black mass pay dirt here. Thanks to Jonathan Friend. See if we can get that on there. No, maybe not. But if you know, you know. Like, that's an awesome label. He's got awesome labels. Hey, Zach. But yeah, so I'm just going to do a few pins. Hey, Partridge Family Prospecting. I'm just going to do a few pins before I get ready for work. I definitely, yeah, no. And, you know, it's from a great guy, too. I'll be honest with you, Reg. Hey, Rusty. So, yeah, I'm going to drop the link if anybody wants to talk with me while I swirl some dirt. And, yeah, you get to see, hey, Jonathan, going to knock out some of your dirt today. I mean, this is a fat bag. I haven't said those words in a long time, but this is a fat bag, so we're not going to get through it all today, but we're going to hit it up pretty well. I'll drop the link if anybody wants to talk to me while I'm swirling, and we will get going. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Zach. Honestly, you know, with this guy, I know that I really am not going to need luck. I just hope I find some cool stuff on this first go of it, you know. He's an awesome guy. Right on, dude. You see, I've got this awesome little pan right here. All my other ones. Hey, Casey. All my other ones are being used for other things right now, like grilled cheese and such. Let's see if we can get a good look on that. It is all dry. And I'm going to go pretty slow because he said there was going to be a lot of micro stuff in there. Not a lot, but, you know, a quarter to a quarter plus of micro gold. So no point in ain't really rushing that. I can actually see some gold on top here. Let's see if I can scoop that out. Oh, yeah. Holy crap. So you saw me open it. I mean, I've never met him in person either, Jonathan, but I have no complaints. Let's see if you can see that piece right there. Focus on it. No, hold on. I'll just pick it up then. So even before getting that wet, I want to make sure you see this for what it is, because that's awesome. Yeah, look at that little picker right there. That makes me excited already. Right? Even before you added some water to it, you got something like that. That's how you know you're off to a good start. And it's something you can recommend to people. And I don't even think that was the piece that I saw. Oh, no. That definitely wasn't the piece that I saw. And neither was this, but, oh my. Take a look at that. Let's see if I can change the lighting. That'll make it a little bit better. Take a look at those guys right there. So like I was saying, Zach, with a bag like this, you don't need luck. You've got some good stuff coming your way. That is awesome. That is awesome. I have this snuffer bottle here, but I think I'm going to have to go get another small little dish for all this because clearly we're going to be on a roll. I said I wasn't going to do it all, but I might have to call myself a liar right there. That's awesome. See if it will focus on it. Right? I want to get you to really see those nuggets that just pulled out of like a scoop. Oh, geez, Louise. There it is. A little bit of technical difficulties, but that's no problem. At that point, I'm going to put the cap on this because that's how I roll. Safety first. Well, I mean, I got to work tonight, Zach, so I don't have all night, but and also one thing you'll learn from this video is I'm like the worst panner in the world. If you got a youngster panning in your family, you got to understand he's already got me beat with his skill level. So that's what I'm saying, partridge family prospecting. That is crazy. I can't help myself but just put another scoop in there, even though I know it's not gonna make it easier to pan in this small little pan. Yep, and that's why I couldn't help myself. Look at that. Big old guy right there too. Not as big as the first two, but he is definitely big enough to remove. I don't know if you're going to be able to get that. That's crazy. That's right. Well, and that's it too. I do not disagree with that. And when you have a bag loaded with gold like this, holy moly. All right. Enough. Let's get it wet. I have little Tupperware trays that I like to pan into because it's easy to just dump them in, but they have other things going on with them as well. So we'll have to just hold off on that. Just got to get it together, you guys. Got to get it together. Well, if your wife did, tell her thank you very much. I am not complaining. I love when people's wives make me want to marry them as well. It's like, it's maybe illegal in our country, but it's 2021, and the way we're going, it's not going to be for very long. So So another thing about hey man, that's okay. That is okay. I'm not against chocolate milk. I mean, those brown cows got to get love somehow, right? Over here on camera, panning underneath the table. You can do it. I mean, I always think of that movie, depending on which one you're referencing, I always think of Little Nicky whenever I eat Popeye's chicken. Like it's a pretty bad voice in my head. Little Nicky is a pretty I've watched so much of that movie if that's the one you're thinking of. But I mean, all old Adam Sandler is like ingrained in my heart. All right, let's switch this up a bit. Let's see if we can get this on there, so you can actually see what's going on, because this is clearly the most unexciting panning video that's on YouTube. Adam Sandler did, Mama? Oh, sorry, man.
No worries.
How long were you in there?
Oh, since the beginning, no biggie. You said, "Here's my link," and I've been sitting there. No, I think I just went in a couple of minutes ago.
Oh, dude, I'm so sorry.
Nah, don't worry about it. You can make me little. Just keep me like the size of the little StreamYard duck there or something, so you can see what you're doing if you want.
Well, I mean, even if you weren't little, I don't think they're really seeing it very much as I sit here.
It's because the bucket's so high, but Yeah, I've got some really cool panning things to actually pan into. I don't know what you have for short, like short, but something to pan into like that. But I have I kept all my mom's antique, what's it called? Enamel, the enamel pots and stuff.
Well, I have this guy right here.
Oh yeah, okay, that's a good too. Yeah,
but he's got, and I have a number of them, but they have their own dirt in them, and I don't want to. I want to give him the justice of all his, all his little stuff.
You know how much gold you probably have in all those different dirts that eventually, if you go back and do it after, getting really, really good at it, you're going to be like, holy crap.
Well, yeah, that's, I don't dump it out. I keep it all. And, yeah. Let me, you know what? I'm going to actually dump this one out into another one and use this because I want you guys to see what's going on. I say that as I keep swirling.
I used my gold sniper. I used the gold sniper on the on Jonathon Friends. When I did that on my video that time, it was, well, we panned it too, but afterwards. But I opened up that first bag and it was like a regular, just like what you have there, except I don't think there was nearly as much gold. But I won it. It was like something I wanted. It was a small one. So I did that one, and I'm like, wow, that was so easy. I mean, it was like all lights and gold. I'm like, this is easy. I'll just throw it all through, right? So I go to put the other one on, and I dropped it, and it was all black sand. Like, I don't know. I remember him doing a thing on black sand once, but that one was completely full of nothing but black sand, and it tipped over in the sluice. The whole bag, kaboof. And you could just see the black sand running down the whole sluice box, and it still held all the gold. I went through it afterwards again. I did lose a few, but it held on to most of it.
Well, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, do you see that?
Is that gold right there? Holy crap.
Yeah, up here.
Yep.
And then you can see all the gold, all the flower gold all around here. Like,
wow.
And I ordered two of his contest bags for his most recent contest. And he put them both in the same one, which that's not a complaint at all. But I'm over here like, dang, man.
I wish I could say that, Jonathon Friend. He says, I've got 3 ounces of placer gold sitting and growing, just trying to keep the business alive and well. I go by I'm working by the gram right now, brother. But someday, I hope to be sitting on a few ounces and doing that and constantly having that turning. That would be my dream, honestly. What you guys do like that is my dream for sure, to have that website, to have something, to just make it my life. I would love to do that. It's got to work slowly at it. But we're starting small. But I definitely look up to you as far as what you've done, how you do it. No question about it. You obviously have a handle on it. And that's awesome.
Well, he's like, Jonathan's like Jonathan's a straight inspiration for anybody who wants to start making pay dirt. He's a guy to definitely talk to because he's clearly doing it right,
Yep. For sure. This is where I took off to, Heath. Yeah, I told Nigel's guy I was coming by to hang out while he was doing Jonathon Friends Pay Dirt and chill out with him for a little while. I know JP's bar goes till late, so I'm not too worried. I told him to keep a seat warm. I'll be by.
And I'll be by later when I'm at work. So
what's that?
I'll be lurking at the bar while I'm at work.
Oh, there you go. So I'm not. Yeah. So don't say anything about Nigel's guy. Got it. Okay. I push you everywhere I go. I don't care. You know how I am. All you guys, though, anybody who's gives me inspiration in any way, I push to death. I try not to be annoying about it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't push people to death on I go to every channel. I might mention it. I'm not going to mention it 6 times.
All right. So that should be a better.
Yeah, there you go. Now you can now you'll be able to see it better too. You're not going to be reaching so high up.
Well, and I want to give him like the justice he deserves because this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy.
Jonathon Friend, and you know what? I'm very lucky to have friends that, like we started with small amounts and we never sold anything. We gave it away at giveaways, things like that for people, tried to help people out, but we never sold a damn thing. Nigel's guy really put some confidence back in me and went, you can do this, man. You can do this. And then helped, and I got to say, I can't say enough good things about him. It's not just because of the gold thing that we've been like this since the beginning, but, yeah, literally it's starting with 2 grams. And that's what I'm hoping. He's hoping, I think, to, grow it from literally 2 grams. And it makes me feel good that that's how you started. Because honestly, I don't need to be rich, man. I'm not looking to be rich. I'm just looking to be able to enjoy what I do, have fun doing it, and make that my job, and eventually, and have people, when they think of Partridge Family Paydirt, I'm one of the, people up there that people enjoy doing like you are, that'd be all I'd ever ask for in my life. I'd be pretty damn happy with that. Hey, legit. How's it going? Good seeing you. I should pan my cons down. Hey, I bet you've got tons of them though. I need to head over to Vermont, Heath, soon and get some black sands. It's not even about the gold. I'm going to run out of black sands pretty soon if I do a bunch of bags. I think back to the day I sent you that big bag of black sands, and I'm like, I'd be using the crap out of that now. I just wasn't using it then.
Legit. This is what you missed. This was just like sitting there before anything got wet. Yeah, Donna, there is gold Donna, in the hills.
What'd you say?
I'm saying, how are you?
Oh.
Yes, how are you? Good.
How you feeling there, Donna Helton? Hope you're well. I gave away a lot before I put the company out there. I remember seeing you, man. I remember seeing you like crazy. It was like you were just everywhere. And then all of a sudden it was like, just boom, you exploded. It was awesome, and I'm still at the beginning stages of, I'm trying to get people warmed up to it. I want to, I think I have trust with almost everybody that I'm friends with, but not almost, I think everybody that I'm friends with, but I really feel like we have something that we can offer. And I think that's what's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. And I'm doing it slow because I feel like the fan base, as it grows slower, it'll be stronger, it'll be, like you, I'm sure you have a lot of people that come back over and over, and that's what I'm looking for.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I'm definitely coming back. My income's been cut a good bit, but holy crap, man.
That's my only downfall with Jonathon Friends is that I can't go out and buy big things of Paydirt. I just can't afford it. You know what I mean? I've never been able to really go out and do that. I got one from him and anything else that I've done, you know what I mean? Really. And then, so now it's, but we do it at the river too. So that's, it's almost, I don't know. I don't want to say it's the same as Paydirt, but it's not, but it's,
well, it gets your pan swirling.
Yep.
Paydirt's, I always think about Paydirt is when you can't get out there. And this last year I was not out there once just because
I didn't go out hardly at all.
I had a lot going on. So I'm like, it was, finding people who sell Paydirt who are trustworthy. That's the key right there,
Yeah. Well, because, like anything, you got to deal with in the silver community or the coin community, you're always dealing with people that you got to, you got to worry about fakes. You got to worry about getting, silver and gold. Same thing. I mean, they deal with it on a whole different level than we do. When you're dealing with someone who gets that stuff out of the ground, it's real, you know what I mean? But you have a lot of people that do it as a business that I've heard horror stories, a year later after it was in a bag, it was green.
Holy crap.
I mean, there's, and it turns out to be lead painted, you know what I mean? And it's like, there's stuff like that happens daily. So it is important to know who you're getting from, but Jonathon's, he's more than proven himself with enough people that's not going to be ever a question. And I hope that's the same way when they look at us too, because I mean, maybe we're not as known, but what I mean is anybody who gets our stuff, it's as simple as, I know you test everything and you're, so it's not, I'm not worried ever.
Well, you remember when I got that small stuff?
Yeah.
And I was so concerned just because it was not like the picture perfect gold I had ordered before. And you're like, dude, they just didn't clean it up.
Yeah.
Like
it's not, to me, it looked like what I see in the river. I remember that. I remember you being concerned about it, and I was thinking, no, that's the way we get it. It hasn't been nothing. There's been no vinegar treatment. There's been nothing to shine it up. It's looks that way when you pull it out from the rock. Most even of the time, if it's been there a while,
that stuff that's not going in any Paydirt. That's going to go into more of a like, hey, dove season. That's going in
another great channel. What were you saying now? That's going where now?
Oh, that's going in those coins that I was telling you I was trying to make.
Yep.
So when I have time to actually find a place where Nigel can't get to, where there's it can dry, there's going to be a set of those because, I don't want anybody to think, well, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. You know what I mean?
I think that's going to be pretty cool.
I think this is pretty cool, man. Where's Jonathon Friend? Holy crap,
I'm excited
man.
for you over here. Heath says, PFP, I found a lot of big black sand, probably an hour south of Joe. Yeah, it's right. Are you talking still in Vermont, though? Well, yeah, that'd be still in Vermont, right? If I go, it's funny. In New Hampshire, there's a line. We have pink sand here, man. Just nothing but pink. I mean, we have black sand if you get right down into it. But Vermont, there's something to do with that line past the Connecticut River. As soon as you get past the Connecticut River, all the rivers over there have just not all of them, but a lot of them have a ton of black sand. I could not believe Megan and I brought home like a half a bucket the first day we went out there with Joseph. Yeah. I've never seen that much black sand in my life. And so I just need to hit a trip. We just need to drive over to Vermont, spend a day sluicing just to get a bunch of black sand, basically. And if gold's in there, great. I won't even really, unless it's chunky, I'm not even going to look. It goes in the Paydirt, and that's something that, someone will get down the road. But yeah, we just want to make sure. Pink is no problem. She and I spending one day in the river down the street here, I'll have a half a bucket of pink in a matter of an hour. It'll be nothing but pink, literally.
Donna, this is Jonathon Friends, and I highly suggest you check out his website. Yeah. Well, also, if you don't, I have a bag of his sitting waiting for a giveaway. I just have one of those silent goals before I give that away. So don't worry, Donna. You'll have your chance at a giveaway of his dirt. But Jonathon Friend, how much of your? Yeah, he's got the minimum half gram, $50 shipped. I'm just going to pop that up there real quick so everybody can see. I'm going to actually switch this around as much as I hate to do it, because now everything's at the top. Yeah, these Tupperware things are actually like the perfect size for most small to medium pans.
Okay.
Just for a second, there's one.
So, Jonathon, you said that this one had a lot of micro gold, which I'm seeing. Do all your bags have a lot of micro gold, or is that something that you did for this contest?
If you give it away, I'll gladly take it back. I know what's in those bags.
I mean, my giveaways aren't, except for members months, and that's just because they like, those are like my Patreons, Except for members month, my giveaways are open to everybody.
It was like a hand that was hanging. I can't see it well. I'm sure he can fit. I'm sure he could get that for you, Donna. It's gonna, those are big. I mean, it's expensive. That's all. The nugget gold weighs so much more than all sorts of other material that when you have little nuggets, like stuff that like Nigel's getting in here, those are considerable nuggets. But if you're getting stuff with really big nuggets, they do have them, but they're going to be, they're going to be expensive. That's all. When you have
who did we have on here the other day that was talking about melting down a nugget? I'm like, you know what? Why don't you just? This was like a while ago, Jeremy, but they were like, yeah, I have this big nugget, and I'm like, well, I'll be honest with you. I'll pay you more than that's worth just because it's still in nugget form. Is that Jeff Crumpler?
Oh, I don't know. Well, yeah. I mean, what we were saying, I think that day was that nuggets in general, if you have a big nugget or even a specimen nugget, they're worth more than just to most people. Again, everything's only worth as much as it's worth to somebody. But but nuggets tend to be harder to find, so therefore you're going to pay more of a premium on a bigger nugget. That's how it usually works. I mean, you can still get them at spot, I guess, when you order a nugget from someplace, but if you're getting a big hunk of gold, I mean, it's not going to be cheap, I wouldn't think, because it's so compact. I mean, you know what I mean? A gram of gold, that small gold is, looks like a little line. When you then take that and turn it into a nugget, it's not very big to make a gram of gold. You know what I mean? So when you're thinking a nugget, like let's say the size of my thumbnail, you know what I mean? If you were talking a nugget or even a fingernail, where's my damn camera? If you're talking a nugget, like even the size of my fingernail, you're talking about, even if it was flat, you're talking about $200-$300 easily, probably more depending on the weight,
Well, you think about, you get a half gram from what I'm selling, and it's like what, 3 or 4 nugs, you know what I mean? For like a half gram, 3 or 4 pickers. Yeah. I just want to point out that line of gold right there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That is insane.
I was gonna say make you big so they can see it better. There you go.
All right, yeah, dude, that is absolutely insane. Because I've only put a few spoonfuls in there.
Look at that.
So anybody watching who's interested in some good pay dirt, this is the guy.
3.2 gram dinosaur nugget and a 6.4 gram and a 7.1 gram nugget. So just to answer Donna's question, because you can answer better than me, what would something like that, those weights, go for? Just so she has an understanding of if she wanted a big nugget bag and she wanted one with X amount, grams of nuggets, how much that would actually be.
Well, those would be premium
for 600. Prices. So he's saying 600 for the 7 gram nugget, which actually isn't a bad.
No, that's awesome.
Not a bad deal at all, really, honestly, Jonathan. That's,
We think what 36?
We should talk and go over to the coin side for a night with that, because I think you could make more than that. I'm not, there's people out there that are collecting nuggets that would pay more than that. That I'm pretty sure pay more than that.
I saw in an auction this huge nugget go for a fraction of what it was worth, and I'm just like, that sucks, man.
It sometimes happens. That's why, like with us we may have some auctions here and there on the channel, but I kind of like the idea of either the wheels or whatever. So it kind of guarantees if Jonathon came over to our channel and wanted to sell whatever it was, whether it be a bag of pay dirt or a couple of nuggets or a couple of coins, if he wanted to do that, but didn't want to take the chance that he wasn't going to get at least what he put into it or what he wanted for it, you can put a price down on it and split it up between 10 people, you know what I mean? Or however you want to do it. And then and then do it that way. And you're kind of guaranteed your payment then at that point, no matter who gets it. And I like that idea of that. Auctions are cool and all, but man, when you start losing money on chunks of, stuff, that's a tough one. You got to have the right clientele in and the right night in order to, because I've seen that too, Andrews, like you'll be watching somebody put it on for buck and go. That's a scary one. When they put something on for buck and go and there's not a huge amount of people.
I mean, I give them props for what they're doing, but I just couldn't do that.
Oh, I agree. I mean, a lot of them move volume. They're moving a lot of volume. So if they lose a little bit, it doesn't hurt as much because they're going to sell 10 more items in a minute. But for someone doing it small time like us, I mean, that would hurt. That would hurt hard.
Yeah.
So it's not something that,
Yeah, Donna, those nuggets.
Let me know, Jonathan. I'd be glad to do that anytime. Anytime you want to use that, my stage as a medium, feel free. Just let me know, man.
Well, he's got the silent contract of anybody like who spends $15 on his channel also gets on my wheel as well. So it would probably help you a good bit, Jonathan.
Oh yeah, that too. Yep.
Also, Donna, yeah, for sure, Doug. It definitely depends on the people. Donna, those nugs did come from this bag. They were just sitting there before I even added any water to the dirt.
Gold spot is $60 a gram plus times 7.1 plus premium. So it would be about 80 to 90 a gram for the 600 or whatever is what you're talking about, I think, right? Or you're saying in general. But that's pretty normal, I think. That's what I'm saying. I think that they get a premium on the nugget of at least that much, and that's not unheard of. You get that all the time. But then when you bring big nuggets out and people really want the big nuggets, they'll fight over it. They will fight over it a little bit, and you'll get someone who might be willing to push a little more than that just to have that specific nugget, you know, especially if it has character, if it has the right shapes, man, people go nuts for it. I mean, I see people go nuts for stuff like that all the time.
I had in my silver shot that I got, I saw,
yeah, I agree with you, Jonathan. And I wasn't referring to you at all. When I'm talking about some of the bigger sites that are doing sales of coins more, it's more like someone who does auctions that's moving tens of thousands of dollars worth of silver in a matter of a week or so, you know what I mean? Or 2 weeks. And that's what I mean. I was talking more along those lines. Sometimes they lose some. If they lose a little bit on something, it's not going to hurt them that bad. They're buying it at much lower cost at a much bigger amount. And that's all I meant. Yeah. I'm too small to lose that kind of amount. So when I put something on for auction, I put it at what my minimum that I want is, or maybe a little lower, so I can be safe. I'm just going to be a little safer about it until I'm, you know, maybe.
Well, and you're also doing honesty too. Like there's nothing that you're doing that is there to rip anybody off either, you know. So that's why you have to do what you have to do, because you can honestly say like, oh yeah, this is what it is, you know. I don't, you know what I mean.
Heath, real quick, sorry, Andrew. Heath, he says PFP, my email did not go through. I seen it yesterday. So just make sure it's theuglyprospector@gmail.com. I can put it in chat. If you give me a second, let me pop over to the YouTube side and I'll put it back in chat so you can click on it.
I have to actually plug my computer in because I'm like, you know what? We're just going to do a couple spoonfuls. Now I'm hooked. This is my problem, is once I start, I can't stop. Holy crap. I mean, that's still a big nugget, Casey. I don't have anything like that. Half a gram, Reg? That's insane. I mean, Jonathan's over here like 15.3, and it's just these numbers are crazy to me.
You guys are making me want to head to Prescott to do some panning. It would be nice to have a sluice, though, definitely.
It's like Heath said, where I'm from, it's all flour gold, and where I'm at right now, it's all flour gold, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm happy to see a few specks outside.
Reg, I think mine's about the same. I think my biggest one right now is probably right around half a gram. I'm give or take. I think that's what I'm pretty sure that's what it is. You screenshotted it? There you go. Yeah, it's just theuglyprospector@gmail.com. It's sometimes like if I don't know. I've never had an issue, so you should be able to get it through no problem. Let's see. Mine is just over an ounce. Man, holy
That's
smoke.
crazy. Did you find that in the field, Casey?
I can't even imagine. I cannot even imagine. I've never even held on to an ounce of gold. Never mind. I can't say that. I have held on to an ounce of gold. It wasn't mine, though. It wasn't mine, though. It was Joseph from Green Mountain Gold Trap. I held on to his end of the year take or whatever it was that time, and I was like, whoa.
That's awesome, Rich.
What did Rich say? Well, my half-gram nugget is unique. It's a golden middle finger. Oh, that's all. Why do I remember that one? Where'd you get that one from? Or did you find that one? I remember seeing a video, or I remember seeing something with one that had the middle finger. I can't remember now where it was a while ago. I cannot remember for the life of me where I saw it, but man, Casey's was just over an ounce. I should have sent you an empty vial instead of a empty frog.
Well, Casey goes, man. Partridge Family Prospecting might not like me that much. He sent you all this food. He sent me a frog. I'm like, well, that's because he knows that you can cook that frog into a good meal, and I need more help.
that frog's not being cooked. That frog's dried right up. It's like leather, man. I swear, like when I first got it, I didn't even know if it was real. Like I was like, it looks like leather.
Gross.
But I think it's some kind of desert frog or something. I don't know. My aunt gets me things since I was a kid. She always used to get me things that were just ridiculous and funny. Like for my son, for instance. I don't know. It was a few Christmases ago. We were all at my yeah. So she sends this game. It's called Cow Flop or whatever, and you're supposed to play a game with these cow flops, cow patties. And so she literally goes around collecting these cow patties, and about a month is shellacking them, both sides, sitting out in the California sun, flipping them, shellacking, flipping them, shellacking. So eventually these these cow flops are completely like there's no, I mean, they're not even it's a flop, but they're covered in however much stuff. I'm telling you. So we open it up at Christmas time and there's literal cow shit in, but made into like almost like a Frisbee and like shellacked. Oh my God. Laugh. She just sends the funniest things to us and one of the funniest aunts ever. And that frog I had on one of my things for years and years and years. Like that thing came everywhere with me. And then it was like, I don't know, it like started watching me. It was like looking at me. I didn't like it. And so as a joke, her brother hated it, couldn't stand it, couldn't even stand looking at it. So I sent it to him for his like birthday or something. So for Christmas, he sent it back to me. And so the next whoever else's birthday, we sent it to them, or Christmas, we sent it to them. And then somehow it came back and it was just like, oh my God. So finally I'm like, hey, hon, this might be a way to get rid of this frog forever.
I said it.
She might have said it. However, this might be a way to get rid of it forever. Give it away as a fun gift. You know what I mean? And so we did that. And then of course now he's laughing his butt off at us. Because we're over here betting whether or not we have the frog back. And I'm guessing at Thanksgiving, I'm going to see another note on the next box that says open at Christmas. That's what I'm guessing. So he's getting, even if he sends the frog back, he's at least getting some fun along the way.
Well, you just inspired Heath. Heath is now going to go into business on the cow poop industry.
Some serious shit.
It is some serious shit, and it's a market that I've never heard of. So
it's a game. There were rules and stuff.
It's no shit.
It's no shit.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. You know what's funny is I think I still have it.
It is.
So yeah, if that's the one that's in the basement, you might be getting another box soon, just so that I can watch your face as you open that one. I'll ask my son to make sure he's cool with it. Code, you want your cow flops? Is that something you want me to send you, or you want me to ship that up to somebody else? He'll probably be like, yeah, ship it. See ya.
As Heath knows, we're from dairy country. I've experienced my fair share of shit, especially the cow shit.
Never mind our jobs.
I will start baking it up.
That too, Megan.
My aunt did it in the California sun. Like she would take pictures of it sitting in her yard on a table, or not a table, but it was on like some stump or something, if I remember correctly. But it was sitting on something, and it was sitting there like baking in the California sun for like days until it just complete. And then she'd spray it and then flip it, and she'd send us another picture of it. Oh, my son didn't know what was happening, but we knew it was coming. It was funny. Yeah.
He's like,
you don't have to send me cow shit, that's for sure. I'm close enough in New Hampshire. I smell it anytime I go down a back road.
He's like, I want more. I want more. Heath, you need to forget the milk. Now you know what to be doing with your cows.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm now picturing just like a factory that just bakes cow shit and selects it. Like
for games.
Yeah.
For a game to send to children.
I don't know if what's it called? Brothers there own that one. Warner, not Warner Brothers. No, the one who owns all the games there. Something Brothers starts with an H. Hasbro or whatever. Yeah, I don't think they own it yet. So you still have a chance at doing that. I'm sure someone.
Shit toss.
Yeah, you know what I mean. That's California shit. So yours is Northeast. It could be a whole different thing. Personally, I say poke little holes in it after, so that they still get this fresh smell of it. You know, you don't want to kill all that. Like, you should leave a little opening there so when they toss it, you know, you can still kind of get a fresh whiff of that, you know.
Spray it with poopery or whatever.
Yeah, I had a friend that used to say it smelled like grapes.
Poopery.
Oh, grapes. I was like, you're nuts. You're absolutely nuts. And then one day I smelled it and I understood why she said that. But it's one of those, yeah, you really got to use your imagination, basically.
I've never smelled cow shit that smells like grapes.
Well, I didn't think so either. But it was like, it's when it's like really ripe, like super ripe, just got laid down. And it's like,
You're not gonna eat your
there's a certain amount of, I don't know, like bitterness to it that it's weird. I don't know how to explain it, but if you sniff like a grape drink, you can almost then go, oh, wait a minute, I see what she.
The way to ruin grape drink for everybody in chat right now is what you just said. Like, you never been around an open cow butt? Well, go sniff a grape drink and you're good. You know what you're.
That's why you'll never see me drinking grape drinks either. I don't drink anything unless it's green or clear. Chocolate milk. I like chocolate milk. When I was a kid in school, talk about being a fat kid. When I was a kid in school, and I think back now how stupid I must have sounded, I'd go through the lunch line, and I remember saying I'm allergic to white milk, but I would grab chocolate milk, and they let me do it. So my guess is they just went, oh my God, he's so ridiculous. Let's just let him have it. But I literally would suck down that chocolate milk in 2 seconds. But obviously I'm not allergic to white milk if I'm drinking chocolate milk.
Well, you know what I remember, like
wet, moist, dry, or liquid. 8 will ship that shit out.
You got weekends, you got a part-time job now.
PFP. That isn't clear.
Coffee.
Or green coffee. That isn't. No, I don't drink coffee myself personally, but I shouldn't say I don't. I mean, there might be a couple times. I drink coffee about as much as I do beer, maybe like twice a year. So I'm just not a big, I don't know. I like water and I like Mountain Dew. I do love Red Bull. I'm a Red Bull nut, but I don't drink a lot of it. Can't afford that shit.
Did you ever try that like peach nectar Red Bull?
Hey, you're from Canada. Who? Someone in here is from Canada, aren't they?
Reg.
Okay, Reg, listen. You might be the only one in here that knows what I'm talking about. Do you remember? Actually, people from northern New York and Vermont might remember. It was right on the border. They used to have it when I was young. It was orange hooch. That's literally what it was called, hooch. And it was like drinking high C, but it got hammered. But I mean, it was like a malted, like a malt alcohol or whatever. You know what I mean? It was like I don't know what you would call it, but it was orange. And the only place that makes it is in the UK, and they would ship it to Canada, obviously. And I think they might even still have hooch, but they don't ship it to the US anymore. They stopped years ago. But I used to buy that by like the case every time I went camping, like cases, because it was like drinking, almost like drinking orange juice. It was great.
You got the hooch?
Sounds familiar. It was orange hooch. They did make it in a couple of ways. Man, I remember that stuff. And when I looked it up, they said they still have it in the UK. The company still exists, but they do not ship it overseas anymore. And I believe I'm not even sure that they do it to Canada. They might, but they specifically said not to the US. With orange soda, there you go. It's pretty close to that.
I'll tell you the best spiced rum that I ever had, and I know this sounds crazy. It was so dark and it was so good. It's called Kraken. If any of you in here are rum drinkers and you like a dark, nice rum, that's a pretty cheap, good rum. That is, and it's got a
black.
Yeah, Megan's a Malibu Black person. That's a coconut rum that's 70 proof though.
Yeah,
not the lightweight kind.
Well, Kraken is a little bit less for, it has less alcohol for a rum, but the taste is just phenomenal.
What's that say? Vague memories of it. What I'm drinking. That's what are you drinking? Hold on. That's what I'm drinking.
Silver Clan Kraken is okay. Well, what's your rum, Silver Clan? See, when I was drinking, it was all about rum and wine.
I like my Moscato.
I mean, I have words for that make it probably aren't YouTube appropriate or 2021 appropriate. Like,
Uh-oh.
Silver Clan's like, I like Costco spiced rum.
14 for a huge bottle. I've never been a big spiced rum person, to be honest. I liked certain ones. I don't know.
Morgan.
Yep.
I don't know. I was a big Southern Comfort guy for a long time. That's what I drank.
Southern Comfort.
And even then, I didn't like the 80 proof. I had to go with 100. It was the flavor difference for me was I needed the 100. And
so
I got sick. Yeah, I had one New Year's, man. I went with Megan, and she and this other person had to carry me pretty much home. And after that, I never drank it again. Honestly, that was pretty much the end of I don't think I drank really after that.
Oh.
It's just my stomach after that was like, no more. You're not going to. And I was never a huge, I drank, but not like huge. But once that happened to me, man, I'm telling you what, it was the worst experience ever.
Red Daddy, what's in that terrible life?
You're from the part of the country that still has this. I don't know if this is everywhere else, but did you ever destroy your brain, liver, and body off Everclear in Devil Springs?
Oh
yeah, I've had that, and then the Bacardi 151. Don't forget that.
Oh yeah, 151 is its own devil because it's a rum. But those ones are like you can't mix that with anything.
Yeah, Devil Springs hurt me. I was just talking to a buddy of mine the other day about that. I remember going to a cabin in the woods when I was young with two of my buddies. I was supposed to be the designated driver, and they talked me into trying Devil Springs. And the next thing you know, I was being, I had a buddy on each side of me. We were walking out of the thing, and I woke up in my bed the next day. Like literally, it just murdered me. Again, I didn't know enough. I was young and didn't know enough about alcohol.
Devil Springs was my first drink.
My
first drink. And, it was before I drank, and I was with some of my older friends, and we're at the house, and and there's a pretty nice party, and I just, put the bottle to my mouth and took a big swig, and they're like, nah, you didn't drink anything. Be a man. And I'm like, whatever, dude. So I go up for a second one. And I tell you what, one of my friends, back in New York, our friends are our friends. One of my friends just smacked the bottom of the bottle, and I ended up with a mouthful of Devil Springs. And from there on out, I had a pretty nice lifestyle going.
You want a devil drink? Hop head first in the bottle of Mad Dog. Oh God, no! I drank plenty of that when I was young, boy. I'll tell you, Mad Dog 2020. But just smelling what's funny is I think about drinking those as a kid, and I remember that. Like that's what I think of. The smell. That's instantly to me. I remember picking up that.
I don't think I ever drank Mad Dog 2020.
Oh my God, you should just to say you have. I mean, you shouldn't if you don't drink, but you know what I'm saying. It is nasty, and it's only like $4 or something. Even now, I think at the store.
Ice.
Oh my God, it's actually I don't like Natty Ice, but if it's ice cold, pretty much almost any beer will work as long as it's ice cold. But I'm not a big drinker. I used to drink more beer back in the day, but Puff.
Yeah, Jonathan's over here listen, Jonathan, there was no limitations for a while. Now I'm sitting here on this Paydirt. That's my high, but I get that,
I need New Hampshire to legalize that, Heath and Jonathan and all you guys, because that way I could have a fence around it and start. I would grow to my heart's content, to be honest. There is one reason it doesn't happen right now. For years I did it. There's one reason it doesn't happen now, and that's just because we have the kids and it's not legal where we're at. But I would absolutely do it for about 1,800 different reasons. Just medically, myself, it helps better than any medication that I've ever taken, ever. And doesn't take anything away, but it certainly makes it easier. Headed out in the AM with 20-year-old grandson going prospecting at Eagles Creek above Columbia, California, near. Oh, sorry, my glasses are. near Sonora, California. Awesome, man. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
That's great. I hope you guys have awesome luck. Heavy pans, man. Hope you guys see shiny side up.
His aunt lives in Ventura.
Yeah, my aunt lives in Ventura, California, and I've got cousins and stuff out there as well. Different areas in Los Angeles, and I think I can't remember where her son lives off the top of my head. I want to say near the desert somewhere, but I can't remember.
Well, listen, Reg. He doesn't need to move out to Canada. They just need to move to Colorado, and then it's 6 plants per person. I know it's probably closer to move to Canada, but they can move out to Colorado, grow 6 plants per person.
Vermont is like not even 15 minutes away, and there you can there at 6 plants per household, and that's 15 minutes away.
Oh wow.
Yeah, New Hampshire will pass it. It's going to pass it. It's a matter of time. They're just dumb. It's the live free or die state for everything else, as far as, when you're talking guns and things like that. But boy, you talk that stuff, all of a sudden it's drugs.
Right. That's when the churches come in. It's like, no, can't have
every
that.
state around us has it legalized. First, it always in New Hampshire it is legalized medically. I could go get a license to have it. But if I do, I can't drive truck. I can't buy guns. There's like a whole bunch of crap you can't do as soon as I sign on to that. So I haven't done it. I just haven't done it. And I may have to drive again if that's, if I can't do anything else, that may end up having to be a career move. And I don't want to not be able to get my commercial driver's license back without, because of that. So I've held off, but I got to tell you, it won't be much longer because I've got my doctors telling me, oh yeah, no problem. We could put you in there. You know what I mean? They could get me the green card or whatever they want to call it. New York is getting the same 6 per person. It's dumb that we haven't done it already. We could have been making money and putting right now in Maine, right on the border of New Hampshire, you have millions of dollars into establishments that are doing everything from the seed up, okay, right out the door. Now there's a few of them right along the New Hampshire border on the Maine side. Now there's a few of them on the side going up to the Vermont side. And what do we have? We have a couple of medical ones that are very small, and it charges 3 times more than street value. And so no one goes to them. And now we're late. Now we're late to the game. We could have been the first ones in New Hampshire. We should have been the first ones in New Hampshire to have grow things down the state lines like we have for the alcohol. That's what I'm saying. Massachusetts border, we have alcohol on both sides of the highway. The second you leave Massachusetts and it's tax-free, we have 2 of the biggest alcohol stores anywhere on both sides of the highway. It's an off-ramp, you know what I mean, for it. So if you're going to do that in New Hampshire, that was a smart move. You know what I mean? You're getting everybody coming out of state that doesn't want to pay their tax on it. They can come right across the border and get it. Wonderful move. They should have been doing that with smoking a long time ago.
Well, that's kind of, I think about how Canada did it. In Canada, Reg, help me out here. Back me up if I'm saying like the truth or if I'm just saying nonsense. But Canada, when they first did it, they raised the price so high that most people just were going back to their street dealers. And it's like, what's the point in this? You know what I mean? But they also like cracked down and had all these really intense laws. They had all these really intense laws for which I agree with, when it comes to selling to kids, there's no reason for that. You should really get some serious penalties, but it's like, you should have some rational prices for the market,
So Heath, I get you. I could go to Mass and buy it. I can go to Vermont and buy it. I can go to Maine and buy it. Every state around me, I can buy it. No problem. Legally. If she and I go to the beach for the day, we can stop at a store on the way if that's what we want to do. It's just, all I meant is New Hampshire should have done that too. We shouldn't have to travel out of state to go do that, first of all. And it's legal over there, but the second you drive back in New Hampshire, it isn't. You know what I mean? It's not a felony anymore or anything, but it's, if you got stopped and you don't have that medical card, it's, you're still going to get in trouble. You know what I mean? And they'll take it. You know what I mean? So it's, I don't know. I just felt like New Hampshire should have been all over that way before these other states did. But
well, when I first moved out here, and I'm right there with Reg. When I first moved out here, I couldn't get. I guess the best way to put it, so it's not a problem, is I couldn't get treated with what they were selling in the stores. Because
Right.
when I was in New York, all my stuff was coming from Canada, and street Canada, not the government or anything like that. So Canada has these things called just regular dish soap, Silver Clan, nothing crazy. Canada has these things called beasters that a lot of people down here, they don't really get a chance to get or even touch. And now with everything becoming legal out here, I didn't see beasters in Colorado. There was no beasters. There was no, I remember getting pieces of medicine that you could drop on the table, and it was like you broke up a pill, with all the crystals on it.
Yeah,
and that was worth paying for. When I came out here, it's just like, okay, so am I actually being tricked? Is this a prank? Like, what is this state even bragging about? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Heath, yeah, I did look into CBD. It actually helps. It helped Megan and I both for a while there. When I first got my neck injury, it helped considerably. It's just expensive. It's super expensive here in New Hampshire. For some reason, it's the one thing they allow, so that part is expensive. It's nuts. I mean, we were paying for a small little vial that she and I were like splitting. It was like $100 and some odd. I got it for 70 something. Then they found out what the actual company was selling it for, which was online for $100 and something bucks, and everybody jumped their prices through the roof. It was like instant. And at that point, we just kind of gave up. Said, I'm not playing, smoke shop to smoke shop to try to find the CBD I can deal with. We do have a decent shop in town that'll do it, but I don't know. It's just too expensive there. So I haven't done it lately.
And that's the issue, is people being greedy of people's needs, You want to claim that it's for lifestyle crimes to go down. Well, then stop jacking up people's lifestyles,
What was sorry, Reg was saying better quality product on the street than government grown crap. Well, I mean,
Yes
that's I was going to say that it might be in Canada. I'm not sure. I mean, around here they spend so many millions of dollars in these facilities, man, that it's like it's really pretty amazing to see what they do. My son worked for a dispensary, and when he went to their grow facility, it was a warehouse, like a big, huge warehouse. And he shouldn't have been doing it, but he's walking around snapping photos on his phone like constantly so I could see it when he got home to my house. He could actually show me what it looked like. And it's they've got people that have gone to school for it for years. They've got but that, again, that's around here. I don't know about everywhere else, but you'll always have those problems. But if you handle it right and you don't, like you said, it's over. They're doing so much that they're not getting as quality, and that's why I like the small mom and pop ones personally. I miss Maine. That's gone, man. It used to be in Maine you could go to the mom and pop ones pretty cheaply, and they had little farms, and it was like going to a farmer's market. It was great.
Now it's like going to Starbucks.
Now it's like going to Starbucks, and that's literally the difference at the front door. Wise, you used to pull into a little farm, and now you pull into a multi-million-dollar corporation where you just see the beginning little piece of the building, and it's like a doctor's office /
cannabis bar.
Yeah, cannabis bar. I mean, it's just like it's I don't know. The states that have it completely legal are definitely, lucky in my eyes. That's for sure. Because it's crazy, the amount of money too. Think about the taxes. The first year Colorado did it. Look at the amount of taxes that went back into the school. Just back into the school. Never mind all the other taxes.
Man, they didn't. So here's the thing: is Colorado passed marijuana laws in order to get the schools funded. Colorado has one of the worst school funding programs. Like, we don't even have universal kindergarten in this state. So when I grew up, kindergarten was free for everybody. It wasn't like 1 through 12. It was K through 12 in New York. And out here, they have to pay a bunch of money just to get their kids in these schools. And the main reason that they pitched legal marijuana was to get better schooling for people, but out here it's one of the worst schooling systems I've ever encountered.
Really?
You know, it's horrible. Yeah, it was a huge propaganda myth, like when it came to
that's
using
too bad.
marijuana taxes for Colorado.
That's too bad, because like here in New Hampshire, for instance, if you were to do that, like allow it, make it legal, and then tax the crap out of it, you would have people that would pay it regardless. They'd do it. I know they would. Now, if you were literally to take a certain percentage of that right off the top, you have whatever it is, 15% of everything tax-wise gets cut off of that, or whatever percentage it is, and gets sent to the schooling for New Hampshire schooling. And if they did that, they would see, man, it would propel the growth in schools and people and the kids, and pay for those extra teachers and pay for the stuff that we really think. And it can happen. It's sad that it's not in your state, and it's sad that it's not in our state, but it can happen if you get the right people to make that happen. It can happen.
Right.
I believe,
well,
you know what I mean?
And that's like the thing is, a lot of things can happen if people aren't, like, back to the whole big marijuana, like robbing people and CBD robbing people. If people weren't so selfish over things that people need, like basic education, basic medicine, you know, we wouldn't have these problems that we have where people have to, I don't know, for example, let's say somebody's about to move across country and they're not sure if they're going to have insurance in the first month or so, and they have to go up to Canada to get their medicine to make sure they're going to be situated. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that's what I did. I'm just saying that's what, you know, some people have to do just to feel like they can make a life change. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. When I say taxing it, it's like cigarettes, Heath. That's what I mean. I'm not saying extra tax. What I just mean is anybody in New Hampshire or any state pays tax as a business. You know what I mean? I don't mean put extra in there. All I mean is out of some of those taxes, if you were to say, okay, we'll allow this to be here, you just take whatever that percentage of the tax rate for that business in general would be, and just take a small portion of that and have it go into the school system constantly. And I think it would be a constant source of positiveness and possibility for whatever they decided to put that towards. I don't know. I'm not against paying a little bit of tax if it was legal for me to go to the store and pick up something for myself to help me. And I wouldn't be against paying a little bit of tax for that, to know, especially if I know it's some of that's going to something good.
Well, taxes shouldn't be trickled down to the actual consumer. The taxes should be to the producer who wants to make the money off the consumer.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. The business itself. That's what I mean. It should really be. But if they have to raise their prices $3 whatever per bag because that pays their part of the taxes, I'm okay with paying the extra $3 as a consumer, knowing that I can walk in there, be comfortable, do everything legally, and walk out and come home and just do what I need to do. But New Hampshire, if you go, it's more than double.
System, right?
It's more than double street cost in New Hampshire to go buy it. Like, no joke, more than double. So if I wanted to go pick up, an ounce, like, I think there's a legal limit in New Hampshire how much you're allowed to pick up. If you were to pick up an ounce at the dispensary that's for medical, in comparison to going down wherever down the street and picking up an ounce, you're talking double. Like, they're just taking advantage. So they're already doing it for the few places that they've allowed. They're just killing it with those few places, and they're not doing it, for recreational. Once they do that, they won't have to make it such a big tax because there'll be so many people doing it. Then at that point, you can drop that, because then at that point, you're doing so much of it. You're taxing so much of it as far as at little amounts. I think it'll add up really fast. I think that's half the problem with, in general with the, is our taxes never really go to where it's supposed to go. I mean, no matter what place it is, Jonathon, I hope not, man. I meant to say that before, but I hope that it's not going to be in the next few months, man. I really, because truthfully, to be honest, I am not prepared for if everything were to crash. I mean, would we survive? Yeah, but am I somewhere where I feel comfortable and have a stock room full of what I need and extra food and extra, no, I don't. I mean, and that part of that's because we just moved. We just had to move. And I mean, I'm not prepared. So I hope that doesn't happen. I just hope that doesn't happen. I'm not prepared for it. So So here, the New York Lotto is to be used for schools, but it's packed. And they stay right.
Well,
and
and Keith, that's what I was used to. Like, if you're gonna like, I don't know, like, I don't want to say any action is right or wrong. I'm gonna say some actions are riskier than others, and some actions can be more destructive to you and your family. So, like, I'm not against the lotto, but when it comes to the lotto, it should be benefiting the kids of the future. You know what I mean? Like, and out here, they use it for things like parks and stuff, which is cool. But man, I live in a town where there's a park for every like square mile or every 10 square miles. And it's like, how many parks do you really need, man? You know, when you have such a poor testing ratio compared to the rest of the nation, and that's not just like compared to like places that do use the lottos for school, like that's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I was watching this thing. I don't know if anybody watches Kitco or how much they put into that. It's more of a left-leaning news reporting on metals and stuff. They're saying that like silver, because of how it's being produced and everything, we're gonna fully run out. You know, there's gonna be no silver production here in the next 10, 15 years. And so when that happens, it's gonna be like $50 a gram for silver, or $50 an ounce for silver. So if you have the money to stock up on silver, now's the time. Gold never goes down,
right.
But if you have silver that's going to be almost the price of gold, you're going to be able to buy more gold. You know what I mean? You're going to be able to kind of switch it out.
Right. It's definitely. I realized this year metals are the way to go as far as for me saving. I can't save anything, man. I don't save well on a bank account. But when I pick up that little, when I pick up my little bag of silver going on and it's got some weight to it, it makes me feel pretty good because I know if it came down to it and I did whatever, I could sell for whatever and have it if I needed it. But
well, that's what I'm trying to convince my mom. Like she can't bank on like retiring for like on like the government. She can't bank on a retirement that's going to run out. So I have her now like understanding that when you buy stock and when you buy metals and stuff, it's essentially diversifying your savings account. You don't look at it like, oh well, I'm gonna make money off this. You don't look at it like, oh, I want dividends, because dividends equal taxes. Yep. You want to look at it as is this is something that I spent my money on and it's not going to go anywhere. I'm not going to touch it for, 15, 20 years. That's both stock and metals, and then when you do that, you don't even think about it again. Like with a savings account, you can be like, oh, well, I can turn to this if something happens. When you have just spent, let's just even say on the lower end, you just buy like an ounce of silver. It's going to be more work for you to get that money back by selling that ounce of silver than it's going to be for you to turn to your savings account and just withdraw it.
Yes, I mean, it will be. But at the same time, that silver, if it, I don't know. I feel like eventually, if there was a major crashes and banks had issues and all this and that, if there's tradability, it's going to be more in metal and what you do, what you have.
No, I fully agree with you. That's why I think like silver is safer. But when it comes to like the day-to-day life, it's going to be more secure for you as a person to like, it's going to be harder for you as a person. Like, oh, well, something happened and I just need, I just need $15 instead of like turning
auction off a Benji real quick and then Bubba,
Yeah, but you think about it, like, are you really going to do that? And do you really need that $15? You know what I mean?
That would be a pain in the butt every time to do that. And
which is why it's a safer investment for your savings. It's not for so much like this or that. It's for your savings.
Silver Clan says has been stacking gold and silver for 43 years. 1/10 rule: 1 ounce of gold to 10 ounces of silver every 6 months for 43 years. Dude, you are looking good then. I'll tell you what, and congrats to you, brother. That's pretty awesome right there. I literally did not even understand that stacking and saving gold and silver were a thing. I am 48 years old, and I just discovered it last year. This year, in the spring, I got turned on to the coin community and went, holy crap, what the hell have I been missing my entire life? Literally. And I am like knowledge hungry. I'm going nuts like on everybody's. Like I have learned so much, and at this point, you know, I feel like I don't have much of a stack, but I have, you know, let's call it a chunk this big by this big that's packed full of different silver and stuff, you know, and that wasn't there 6 months ago, not one of them. So I feel like I'm doing okay, you know what I mean? But I'm not buying a lot. I'm not, you know, I've been very lucky and received some in gifts. I've received some on wins. And that's how it all started. And I've gotten a couple little ones here and there, but most of, you know, it's not, I don't look at it as being worth a whole bunch, but I figure that in 6 months, that's what I've picked up. Now, at this point, it's a matter of slowly just constantly keeping adding to that. Like I was telling Megan, I'm like, I think we're going to need a little bit of a bigger safe, but, you know, because I'm hoping that we can constantly do a little bit of that. You know, I'm hoping with events going the way we're hoping they're going to go soon, I hope that it allows me every month to put a little bit in and like a savings and hopefully I can put it in savings and a little in the safe. That's my goal. But congrats to you for getting on it early and doing it. I wish I had.
Imagine watching the prices change over 43 years and just, you know, your stomach turning. Yeah. I can't imagine that silver plan. I can't imagine that.
I mean, had I known what I know now 5 years ago, 10 years ago, the amount of money that as a family, she and I have wasted doing things in our life, not wasted in a bad way, just done that we're not going to, you know, when you go buy something, it's gone. Your money's gone. Had we thought and known about this ahead of time and slowly been putting aside, we would be doing pretty well. We would, because all of those things we would have gotten at a lot cheaper and it would be worth twice easily what it was worth then. And so I wish I would have jumped on the train earlier. I'm late to the game, but I'm trying to do my best to slowly catch up. Prior to the early 70s, it was illegal for any American to own more than 3 ounces of raw gold. Really?
That's because they're keeping people back. You know, think about that.
My grandfather had this big jar of mercury down in the basement. Now, unfortunately, and I'm just going to say it straight out, it got thrown away. My dad got all of it, got tossed. I am now realizing I think that's where he was keeping his gold, because it was, if you tilted the thing up and you looked at the bottom, you could see all sorts of stuff in there. And we played with it, you know what I mean, a couple of times, you know, on coins and stuff, just to like float it, you know, float the mercury and play with it. But I had no idea what I was looking at then. And again, another push for me to try to bring up our gold and silver as much as I can. Right now, my only goal is to make wedding rings. That's all I'm trying to do first. And then after that, I'll start stacking gold. You know what I mean? Until then, anything I get in this house that has anything to do with gold, unless it's going into a Paydirt bag, goes into the ring goal. It's that simple. That's what it's going into.
Well, I'm trying to figure out a way to, you know, truly get silver, gold, all of it that is kind of like, for instance, the coin that I bought you and the coin that I bought my mom also, it's a set of 4. Mm-hmm. And right now the price is so cheap, so crazily cheap. But I really do think because of the mint that it's coming from, it's going to go up, you know, and I really do want to get more stuff like that. But I'm realizing to myself, it's mass. It's mass that matters, you know. Yep. So, because like you may like something, but the value, once people don't have money to spend, what's that going to really do? It's just going to be melted down. Yeah, you know what I mean.
I mean, you'll always have people that are willing to pay premium for something they want. Always.
When they have the extra money.
When there's the extra money. But even if there's not extra money, there's probably somebody else with extra. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll probably be able to get somewhat of a premium on stuff. But when it comes down to shit hitting the fan, it's not going to really mean anything. Those premiums you're paying, there's a big difference between stacking and collecting. The collecting is like the triangle ones. I like those. That's why I collect them. You know what I mean? I think those are just the coolest things, or one of them. And But if I were to go take that, if we didn't have money and I needed to use that as collateral or as whatever, I would get 1 ounce of silver for it.
Right.
I wouldn't be getting this, $70 or $65 or the whatever. I would be getting the 24 or whatever it's worth at the time. Hopefully at the time silver's worth a heck of a lot more, but hard saying, you know what I mean? Until it happens, I just don't know. I watch it go up and down too much to have a big opinion on that. It will go up.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some more water because, like Jonathan said, we're getting dirty, and I've obviously done a lot more with this bag than I thought I was going to. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to pan it out a second time.
Oh yeah,
I'm just whipping through it. And one reason I want to point out to that is I take all the black sands because I have a smelter, and once I get enough time, I'm gonna smelt the crap out of all the black sands I have. I actually bought a bag of just black sands from the black sand thing from
nice, Heath.
Shoot, what is it? Oh, from Gold Bay, just with the intention of smelting it down and getting a bead out of that, a 1 gram bead. So
nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. We just got to get time. I thought I was going to have more time, and I was told that I need to go this week, helps a store set up. So it's like, yeah, nice. So much for a part-time job.
I think we're going to do that with our ring goal once we get it to a certain level. Like once we hit, I don't know, maybe once we hit a certain amount of grams. I don't know what that is yet because we've been using that for Paydirt things, But once we hit a certain amount, I would like to take that and do that. Just melt it down, turn it into a bead, and then put that aside and then have so many beads that I bring in to have done for the ring. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what I'd love to do eventually. That'd be fun. I've just been afraid of burning it, like hitting it and somehow like I'm still like, because I haven't done, I'm afraid to touch the gold with the heat. I don't dare yet. It's just too small and too fragile in my head. Now I need to realize that it's not. And just once I do it the first time, I'll probably never think about it again as far as like having issues with it. But I get nervous, man.
I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab some more water.
You got it. That's awesome, Heath, man. That's awesome. Megan found one once. I was having lunch one day and she went and opened up her door and looked and she's like, holy crap, there's a ring there. It was in the middle of a parking lot. Well, edge of a parking lot in the dirt. And so she picked it up and looked at it. And we held on to it. We actually put it out that, we found it. Nobody ever claimed it. So after a while, she brought it to a jeweler and wanted to know what it was. And it ended up being a Swarovski crystal in it. But it was gold though, right?
Yeah.
But it was gold. So I don't know, they gave her like $300 or something for the damn thing. And I think they said that was more for the crystal than it was the gold. A dime, you get a gallon of milk. I keep constitutional silver on hand. $5 in constitutional silver could fill your car up. Right? That's not a bad idea. You might have been the one who said that the other day. I saw that on a chat somewhere, and I thought to myself, that's a really good idea. That'd be nothing to make sure you have a couple of walking liberties or something, in there to do that. A Morgan. Couple of Morgans in your pocket, you know what I mean, or in your one, you know what I'm saying, something like that, and you're going to be pretty okay if you're in the right town, I guess. If you pull into a gas station though, you got to get the right guy that's going to look at that and be like, yep, that's worth that in order to fill it, but good old days. In 78, 79, gold cost me about $200. That's what my dad was saying that. So I said to him when it hit 2000, so Dad, it hit $2K for gold today. This was back when it did that earlier in the year, and my dad's like, yeah, I remember that when it was $200 an ounce. Yeah, that's good. It's going back up, huh? And I looked at him. I said, no, Dad, 2,000 an ounce. And he was like, his eyes popped right out. He's like, I remember when it was under $200 an ounce. And I wish I was around back then. I'm telling you. Well, around and knew what was going on back then. Gas station attendants look for silver. They know what's up. Oh yeah, I bet. I mean, I would too. I think of the guys that do the in the highway there, the toll guys there, and they're getting quarters constantly. I can't even tell you how many silver quarters I've thrown in that thing in the years. Going, oh yep, that's one of my. It sounded different in my pocket, but I never even thought about it. Throw it in. I didn't think about it, man, until this year. It was dumb. No one ever taught me about it, so I just had no idea. A quarter was a quarter in my eyes. I think back to the stupid shit that I've spent. Oh my God. it upsets me, honestly, because I just did not have the knowledge, unfortunately. I remember spending like a roll of Mercury dimes at a arcade, and like the guy just let me coming in with Mercury dimes. I mean, he was obviously, but I was a kid. I just didn't know better. But I just can't even imagine. I can't imagine that. Like I said, I came into the gold scene. It was 1800 or so, and I was on its way up, and then it went back down a little bit. It's on its way back up again. Got to run. I hope you have a fun. Oh yeah, he's gonna have a good time there, Jonathan, for sure.
Hey, Jonathan, thank you so much. This is awesome.
Okay.
Oh, anytime, man. Anytime. We appreciate you, Jonathan, big time. And for any of you guys who haven't met Jonathan, please go check out his channel. Great guy, awesome product, and go check him out. He's got great Paydirt for sure.
For sure, dude. You guys are seeing it right
now.
now.
Just a good guy across the board. That's what I really should say. That's probably more important than the Paydirt, but it's definitely awesome. Oh, nice, honey.
All right, Casey. We'll check you. We'll check you pretty soon. Really cool. And yeah, dude, that's awesome about that, Doug. And thanks for hanging out, dude. Get some good sleep.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of. That's my bedtime again. Oh yeah, if you want to send it over to me. So Megan made a couple more of those coin things, or not coin things, but in general to hold up stuff.
Well, do you want me to post them? Is she selling them?
I think she's going to finish up painting them, and we're going to try to sell them and stuff. Maybe on the just as a.
See if anybody wants.
What I got to do is carve out. If you look, see if I can show you. See how there's these things in there.
Mm-hmm.
I widened the one in the back so that you could put like a Morgan in there or a peace dollar or something like along the lines of $1. And then this one here will fit anything already for quarters, and I think it might even fit $50 up here. So you could have like from this side to here, you could have dime all the way to whatever, and then the back have your bigger coins. But what I'm going to plan on doing is going through, and I don't have my router with me, but I'll hand carve that back piece out so it's wider, so you can put wider coins in. Or whatever you're using, but yeah. Anyway, she did that. It almost looks like stain, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's awesome. Did you use the dollar store paint for that too, Megan?
Oh no, we've got good. My mom's an artist, like she is, so we've got paint is never. We have lots and lots and lots of paint. There's another one.
The time he was painting,
it's hard. This picture doesn't give it justice at all. There's snow on there and stuff, but
Tell him the time he was painting, I painted that.
Oh, and she said in the time that you've been painting, she also painted this.
Awesome.
Hold on.
Oh, wow.
A skiing gnome.
A little skiing gnome. Speaking of gnomes,
with the gnomes this holiday season?
Have you read that book yet?
I have not. No. Last night. My mom was so busy, dude. I can't explain to you. It was. I don't know what was going on in my work world. It was so crazy.
My mom watched your video today. I watched it with her via Messenger. I sat there chatting with her, and we watched your video on what we had sent you. And she was just giggling as you went on and on about the donuts and things. You know what I mean? She's like, "Oh my god!" giggling. And
of course, she's diabetic and jealous.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no joke. She's like, I don't get gifts like that. Is what she's probably thinking. As far as food goes, she'd like that stuff. No joke. But
well, when it comes Silver Clan to what you're saying about your, how long you've been going for it, I definitely envy people like you who have had like the opportunity to know. But I also envy people like legit Sir Noobs, because he's been, he was introduced to it at a really young age. And like for me, everything I know has been self-taught, like for you, Jeremy, in the last year or two. So it's like, okay, well, I need to clearly get myself a safe just for my future kids, because it's something that's got to happen, Mm-hmm. And so for Silver Clan, going out and putting his bringing his grandkids out and spreading that love like that, that is, to me, that is love. Knowledge is love,
Will a panda and a capsule fit in there? Are you talking about the trees, Donna? If you're talking about the trees, I have other rounds in capsules, so I certainly can
Test it.
I can certainly make sure that it will, because that's my goal, is so that you can keep them in the capsule. The first one I did, I used a knife literally and like carved it just a little bit at a time, just to try to make sure I could.
Wow.
I need to do it with more of a different object, and but when I do, certainly I believe that yes, you can fit those in there. That's my plan, to make the back one thing. Hey Zach, how's it going, man?
I'm back in.
Yeah, I'll do one up if you want and test it out, and on one of these nights on our show, or on Nigel's, one or the other, we'll bring it out and I'll show it with I'll show one with a capsule in it and a coin, so that you can see that it'll fit in there, and then you can check it out for sure. I figure I gotta see, but I think they'll fit right into a small flat rate shipping box. I think I gotta check the bottom. The only thing that may not, I gotta look, is this bottom piece. I'm not sure. I think this is, if I look at a small shipping, I think that is exactly the same size as the end of it. So it might set right in there just right. It might not. I gotta test it out and see, because that'll make a difference too. I want to make sure that we can do it without it costing everybody a ton of money for shipping and all that, because they're lightweight.
Can everybody hear me?
Sure can, Zach. Yep. How are you?
I can't hear no one.
I will do that, Donna, for sure. I'll do that for you. And yeah, I'll let you. You're always around, either here or ours. So definitely, I'll make one of those. I want to try to do it. I'm thinking about trying to do it with like a saw blade, so that it comes down and makes it almost like a rounded thing in there, so that you can have a few spots to do it. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it that way and make it as deep as I can or not. I'm not sure, because I want as much of the coin showing as you can, but I also want it not to be tippy. That's kind of the goal.
Well, Megan has definitely opened my eyes that there's a need for awesome displays out there. So,
oh yeah,
when I go into work,
yep,
copyright it, Megan, or else somebody, I'm not going to say any names, somebody might be trying to do that same crap. But I'll tell you what, my artistic skills are nothing like that. So what I'll do is I'll just spray paint it and be like, "Stop, dog, get it."
That'll be too bad, Megan having to sue her other husband.
Well, see, that's also it. Is she's too talented for me not to propose to her. Between in the kitchen and in the arts, I need.
I got my pot roast.
Sorry, dog. Sorry,
okay?
dog. You all right? Is he out of there?
Yeah, he was like, yeah, his neck
Sorry,
the
buddy.
wrong way.
Sorry, buddy. You all
Sorry,
right?
I almost decapitated a dog.
Sorry, I have an electric couch, and I just went down with it, and my dog had his head in there. Sorry, buddy. You okay? You all right? You okay? He's like, yeah, there was more, though. You woke me up.
You snapped my neck off, but
Yeah.
I'll be all right.
My head's detached, but I'm good, Dad.
This is why they don't have legal weed in your guys' estate, is because they're afraid you're all going to be sitting on your dogs, like locking your dogs up in your chairs.
They may have illegal, but doesn't mean they have it.
Yeah.
He's like, "Why do you think I locked my dog in my chair?"
I don't want him taking my stash. I call him the gold sniffing dog. That's not all he sniffs. That dog will find anything anywhere. It's a matter of you got to know what he's looking for.
Well, that was
He
it.
doesn't even know what he's looking for.
When I was smoking still, Nigel, dude, he was all about anything that I spent a little bit of time on. So I'd sit there and I'd have my wax. And as soon as I opened those freaking jars, he'd be up there. I'm like, dude, you got to understand, this is a torch. I have a torch. I have a butane torch. I have like a $40 hunk of chemical that I value like gold. Come on, dude, take it easy. And you see him whenever. The only thing he's right near my feet, but because of the sound of the water, he won't get up on the table right now. So it's like,
he doesn't like water, huh?
No. What he'll do is he'll sit in the tub when I'm about to shower, and he'll try to like keep me away from using it. And then he'll just like sit by the door, and he'll like jump on the door and everything. I can't close my bathroom door, or else he'll be like climbing to the ceiling on it.
Well, I was gonna say he's almost big enough he can knock the door down. You have to be careful.
Well, he does. He slams himself into it.
Yeah,
he does. He slams himself into it. And my apartment's not like the high end, so I worry about him knocking that door down just to run away.
My cat is completely opposite. Our cat, if I'm pouring water into the dog bowl, he hears it from from wherever he's at, and he will come running and bat at it as it's going through the air and try to get his face under it. If we take a shower, he'll stick his head in the shower and watch us. And then as soon as we're done in the shower, he goes in the shower and uses that water in there to clean up. So who's in there? He'll be, cleaning his stuff up in the shower. And then when he's done, by then it's all dry in there. He curls right up. He literally will curl up in the shower. He does not mind the water. Not at all.
Hey, B2 constitutional. Yeah, no, Nigel's not the same. The only thing that he like when it comes to me brushing my teeth in the sink, that's when he's all about it. Like for some reason, the sink he has no problem with. He'll run up. I'll try to be shaving. He'll run up and
me too.
He's crazy about the sink. But like that in the toilet, dude. Like if I'm trying to go to the bathroom and like going in the toilet, he will jump in between my stream and the toilet. Like and then I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
Like you just did this to yourself. Yeah. Now we have to deal with you, and now you have to really get water, Like
no golden showers in this house, thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm not R. Kelly, you guys. I'm not about that.
My cat looks at me every time I look at him. He looks at me when I'm going, and I'm looking over like, don't even think about it. Don't you do it. and he looks at me like, I'm trying not to, but he's looking up like, I don't know, and I think when he was a kitten, he almost fell in. Like he went up and almost went in and his whole paw got wet. But I think that experience of not being able to back out, he couldn't back out of the toilet. He was too small. I had to like grab him. I think after that, he kind of was like, he's not afraid of water, but he's not going to mess around too much with the toilet. He stopped after that.
Nigel's fallen into the toilet so many times because I'll be going to the bathroom and he either jumps in between me and the toilet or he'll jump on the back of the toilet and close it on me. So I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you are the most obnoxious little guy ever.
You have a cat named Silver Clan has a cat named Freebase. That's funny.
Oh, my buddy had a cat named Resin.
Named what? Resin?
Resin.
That's funny.
It was a black cat. And his son named the cat.
I'll be right back, you guys.
Yep. I'm going to be here too, but I'm just turning off my cam for just a sec. But I'm here. Go ahead.
So that peeing got him thinking.
Yeah. That's funny. That's hilarious right there.
Ours is named Murphy, but he's like a little drunken Irish ginger snap.
Yeah, he really is. He's ridiculous.
Yeah, today was a long day.
Yeah.
I got woken by my aunt 5:45 this morning. Had to go to training an hour and a half later.
Damn.
That was there for 2
off at Boston Airport at 5:45.
I know yesterday I was up from God, I only slept a couple hours and then she had to get up at 2:45 this morning to go drive someone to Boston Airport and then drive home. So at 2:45 she was already up. I stayed up just in case to make sure she got up. So I was up all day, all night until 2:45. Then she gets up, takes a shower, gets in the car, heads off to Boston to bring her friend to Boston. And I stayed up at that point till almost 7 o'clock in the morning.
A turn and burn of bean time.
Passed out. She woke me up a couple hours later, and I've been going ever since. We've been busy lately. We had a 10-hour live the other night. It was nuts.
Wow. I seen you live, but I was at work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot my earbuds, so I couldn't really hear chat. I was like, nah, I'm just going to save my phone battery.
No. Silver Clan has a house full of party cats. His brother's name is Sir Smoke a Lot.
Do they know Snoop?
Is that your dog's name? Snoop Dogg, Silver Clan?
Hey, my grandparents had a dog named Snoopy. Name was black and white.
I love.
He was mostly white, but he had black spots on him.
That's awesome. I think our dog
was
just
old.
like Snoopy, man. Our dog will walk around with
our
his
dog.
bowl.
Yeah. My grandparents' dogs are at least 15 to 18 years old.
Wow. I hope our dog lasts that long, man. Ours is
5.
He'll be 5, and I absolutely cannot imagine my life without that dog, man. I'm gonna break down when it happens. So I hope that he sticks around for a while longer. He's got a good mix in him, so I'm hoping that's gonna be good for him. He's got Lab, Husky, and Beagle, and some of those last for quite a while if they're healthy. So I'm hoping he stays healthy.
Imagine that poor Beagle dealing with that mixing breed.
Oh, I don't know. That Beagle had a good day with the Lab Husky mother. I can tell you right now, that was a step up in his book. That was a 2 dating a 7 right there. No joke about that. That was I don't even know how he got up that high.
Yeah,
like she was tall. She was tall, but our dog is not tall. Like he's like in between. He's a medium size height, but he's big. He's 90 pounds, probably 90 some odd pounds. But he's like, you know,
mean to get down on it.
My friend calls him. What'd she say he is? He's a barrel, or what's Crystal call him? He because of how he's built, she calls him something. He's a barrel, or he's a
barrel with legs or something.
I forget what she calls him, but yeah, he's a sausage. He's solid. He's like a sausage, though. Yeah, you're right. He's
we had like 12 dogs back home. Back in California, my grandparents, the most dogs that they had was 12.
Wow.
And cats. And they were all stray cats.
Wow.
My mom had a pug, but I don't consider them dogs, so I never.
That's what my sister has.
Oh, I'm gonna throw you guys for one. My grandmother had a donkey on the same plot of land.
That's cool.
In Southern California.
That's awesome.
We had a third of an acre plot, okay, and we had the front yard and then the house, and then off the house to the neighbor's fence, our fence line that divided us. We had another two gate fence openings, so we can go in and out of the backyard. The backyard had a pool, had the old school metal satellite dish, the big ones back when they first came out. Commercially. And we still had a garden section and an animal pen, and the donkey stayed in one, and the geese and ducks stayed in the other. We would have geese eggs for Christmas or for Easter. Try dying those.
That would be cool, Donna. Keep in mind too, I don't know if you're interested in the whole panning thing, or if you're just like Nigel said, if you're just wanting gold or whatever, and you're looking for that, he knows where to get that too, straight up by itself without Paydirt. So it's up to you on how you want it done, or if you're looking for the excitement of finding it, that's one thing. I just wanted to be clear that you can get it in different ways.
I might be running a sale on my half-gram gold vials this December. Nice. So if that's something, Donna, if you let me know if I need to run a sale, because it just will make everybody else happier.
Silverclap, my grandmother also had a pot-bellied pig.
Oh, that's funny.
I want pigs bad. I want pigs bad.
How about this for the name? That guy lived almost 20 years, dude.
Wow.
He was.
Did they breed it? Like use it for breeding for food pigs, or
no? That was it was a pet. My grandmother's great niece had given it to her for a birthday present.
Nice.
Before we left California, and then he traveled back east with us. All right, across country, a 2-day road trip, and he lived out a good long life there. He was 300 pounds though. His favorite thing to do is you could not move a bag. If you made a chip bag sound, he'd be running around that pool that we had. We had an above ground pool in the backyard, and he would come running full sprint and sit and come and like stop on a dime and sit right next to you with that bag, and he'd go and
they use them.
we taught him to sit up, and we also taught him how to shh. And all he would do was move his snout back and forth.
It says we have 2 potbelly pigs, one's pork chops and one's ham hock. We had friends that had bacon, sausage, and ham or something. I can't remember now what it was. And that's what I would do too. I would completely raise the pigs knowing that I was going to be eating those things. And I would just call them those names because the kids love bacon and stuff.
So I was not prepared. My aunt, she got a bull when she was like, she used to like help failing farms get back on their feet and stuff. And so for one of the farms that she worked for, her and her husband bought this bull, and they raised it from a calf because like something happened with its mom where it just like got rid of it. It just abandoned it. So they bought it off them and they raised it, and her husband used it for logging, and it lived in their front yard, and it was like it was like a dog. You know, this bull was insanely smart, insanely good with kids and stuff. I remember climbing on it, riding it around, you know, just holding on to it. It was a huge bull. And it's like I remember one summer, because we would go up there during the summers to learn lessons if our grades weren't bad and everything, but it was never a punishment because I loved my aunt. And I went up there and the bull wasn't in the yard, and I was maybe 14 years old. And I remember, like, I was like, it didn't really dawn on me for a while. I just kind of thought maybe he was up in the woods logging that day or something, because I didn't know the differences and stuff. And so that night at dinner, oh yeah, that night at dinner, man, we're digging in, and you know, it's a farm family, so it's like farm family food and everything, and we're having our steaks and potatoes. And that's when I asked, I'm like, so Aunt Kathy, where's Babe been? Is he, because Lynn was at the table, her husband, and I'm like, where's Babe if they're not logging? And she's like, oh. And then her husband, who was, I mean, for lack of a better term, just a raging douchebag, he looks down at me, he's like, how's dinner? And I'm like, it's pretty good, you know. And I just thought it was the end of the conversation. He's like, well, so you like your steaks pretty medium rare and stuff? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, then you like Babe medium rare. And I'm just, dude, I was, you know, because I'm not like city, like New York City or anything, but compared to them, we're city folk, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I was not ready for that, and I was so sad, and I'm over here like, oh man, this is.
When I was a kid, my grandfather Lafreniere had a bull named Fred. That's literally what the bull's name was, and Fred was an asshole. He always would charge at you. He was mean bull. Well, my grandfather one night, he was watching us kids. I think it was when my sister was born, so I was still pretty young. And we were sitting there, we were having steak and potatoes that great grandma made, everything. And I remember all of us like looking at each other like, man, this meat tastes weird. And my brother Wes says, hey, Gramps, where's Freddie? That's what everybody called the bull. And he goes, same idea. He goes, how's your steak taste?
That's why you won't eat it now. That's like if she sees an animal that she's seen like in a field and it comes from that farm, she won't eat it. It's not happening. If you go buy hamburger from the store all day, no problem. She doesn't know.
Now it's a different story, but like when I was a kid, man, it was just, I guess, the shocking aspect of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you saw it the day before, and the next day you're eating it.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like, and just I guess it was like how it was delivered to. It was just so cold and like.
Yep, that's how my grandfather was. My grandfather was no holds barred.
Did you read Heath's comment?
No,
I did. I'm like, dude, they're not pets if you plan on eating them.
He says he got very mean, so he had to be grilled. Oops, I mean he had to go to a new home.
that forever barbecue in the sky, right?
Yeah. And Donna, yeah. I'm sure between Nigel and I, we'll figure something out for you. We'll get you hooked up. I don't know if you read her thing in there.
I did. Donna, think about what you want. Do you want like a vial with like silver and gold in it? Do you want like one thing, like I've got this gold in a coin case. One thing I'm going to be putting out here pretty soon is like sealed gold, so it doesn't move around like this, and I'm going to seal it in like glue, so you can even pull it out like that. You know what I mean? Jeremy knows what I'm talking about.
I have some if you want me to get it so she can see it.
I mean, if you want to, if you know where it is right away, you know.
I do. Yep. Give me 2 seconds.
Because what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to make a contest out of that with
But you could do
different rocks, you know.
You could do however much she wanted though. So if she wanted a gram of gold that was in one of those and glued so that it didn't, she didn't have to worry about losing it. Theoretically, you could do whatever amount you wanted, right?
Oh yeah, I totally could.
That's what I thought. Okay. Let me go grab that. I know right where it is. Hold on.
And I gladly would, Donna. It's not even like a problem to me.
There, so she can have her gold in a plastic case on her tree thing. So just tell her that.
That's cool. I like that idea.
Well, and I thought about it because I had a bunch of gold sitting in I thought it was safe in a sealed coin case. Well, as we know, nothing is safe in my house, not even going to the bathroom. You don't want glue on it? Okay. But so there's like 2 grams that I thought were just awesome looking flakes and everything. And sure enough, they're on the ground in the carpet because somebody, not going to say any names, somebody was mad at me. I wasn't giving somebody enough of my attention.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, my grandmother's potbelly pig was Jimmy Dean.
That's awesome.
So yeah, everybody's got those odd names, and the animal names we had were like, we had Spencer for the cats, Muffy, Buttons, and then we had Doc, Snoopy, Tinker, Goliath, Babe, Hutch, Dude, Axel, Doc, Spike, Sweetheart.
She doesn't want glue on it.
Shauna.
She doesn't want glue on it. Okay.
And the old lady. We had one that was Lady, and she was an old Australian Shepherd. And my cousin actually started poking at her, and she snapped up and bit him in the middle of his forehead.
Ouch.
We're like, you deserve that, boy. Well, that's cool. I like that idea.
So it's suspended in there, and I can literally take this. I could take this flip off. Watch this. You guys are going to shit. So I take the flip apart, right?
Yeah.
Hold on. And you can literally grab onto this glue. It just is like, it's almost like silicone. Hold on.
Yeah, it's just hardened to a plastic mold.
Yeah. So it's like almost like rubber though. It's like you can literally put alcohol on this, and alcohol will dissolve it. This right here is not the flip. This is the flip. This is what is inside the flip.
Let's see how clear that comes out. So you can see the clarity of it.
It's really cool because it displays the gold. In my opinion, it displays the gold in a really natural sense.
It's suspended. It literally stays suspended. It was honestly, when Nigel first told me about it, I'm not going to lie, I thought he was nuts. He was like,
vinegar will take it off.
He's like telling me about it, and I'm going, yeah, dude, like, sure, that sounds like an all right idea. Sure. Then he also made me this one. This side, oops, P. Wrong way.
Well, and tell him about that P, dude.
So the P glows in the dark, and there's a piece of gold right in the P there, and then below like a period. And it's gold I won from Nigel's guy, but he made me the glue thing, and then this whole thing will glow in the dark. Like when I put it in the dark, it'll actually, I don't know if I could get it to do it. Hold on.
It's a crazy glow too. Like,
let me see if it'll do it. Nah, you can't really tell. The door is not.
The kitchen is giving too much light.
Yeah, but either way, it does glow really well when you do it. Anyway, it sounds like she doesn't want it in glue, so that's totally cool. I have a small gold nuggets in plastic coin case with some dirt, and glued that shut and was giving that away as gifts. That's pretty cool, Silver Clan. That's what Nigel did with this, except without the dirt. He just did it so that people could actually see the gold if they wanted to just see it. And for us, it was great because the kids can play with this. Not play with, but if I want to show Ariana gold, she can play with this as far as check it out, and I'm not worried about losing half a gram of gold or whatever. You know what I mean? At all. Like, I know it's there if I need it, and when it comes, if it came down to it, if I wanted to do whatever with it, it's there. But alcohol will take that right out, and then you'll literally have your raw gold sitting there.
Yeah, so like there's no problem getting the gold out, and then once you do get the gold out, you have that case to keep it in if you want it back in there,
Nice. Yeah, I like that idea.
I don't like recreating the wheel, but I mean, yeah, play in the dark with the glow in the dark pea. I mean, listen, man, there's a lot of back and forth jokes over Clan, but the pea was originally for Partridge Family Prospecting. But when you're glowing, when you have a glowing pea, you got to do what you got to do with it. Make your money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I didn't see anybody doing that type of thing, so I was just like, let's see if this works, and it worked way better than I thought it was going to. And even when you get like some bubbles in it, the bubbles kind of accentuate the gold a little bit. It gives it a little bit more texture. So much for not doing the whole bag, huh, you guys?
I knew you weren't going to be able to do all of it. It's like opening a toy on Christmas that you expected. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're just like, you don't want to open anything else. You don't want to do with anybody else. You just want to go play with the toy right away.
Yep. Well, and I bought some of his bags earlier, and I put them off, just because I haven't had time. But I was like, you know what? He brought it up yesterday in chat. He's like, do that live. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. And, yeah, that is... I'm very happy that I did. And like I said, I'm not giving this bag the justice that it deserves. I'm just kind of going real fast. You're just doing the basic. Yeah.
But I've seen you getting some decent little specs here and there.
Oh, dude, there's huge pieces, to be completely honest with you. And I think like right there. Let's talk about that right there.
Yeah, I just saw that there.
Like, that's not going to be.
And I'm on a phone. I'm on a phone, and I can see that's a fairly decent sized nugget right there.
That's crazy, and I'm pretty sure. I'm
gonna have to definitely get some of his stuff because his product is. That's like bigger than the ones that you've already put.
How many grams was this bag?
I think it's only a 2-gram bag, but I don't want to like.
Well, if I think only a 2-gram bag. If it's a 2-gram bag, that chunk, if I had to guess, you're looking at
least a quarter gram right there.
You're looking at. I bet you're looking at a quarter gram right there alone. You've got 3 other big pieces that are at least a quarter gram, at least, and my guess each. I mean. I don't know. You're doing pretty good. I think you've just in big chunks. I bet you're up over a gram.
I would agree to that. And that's not even talking about like what's in the snuffer bottle. Like I'm going to quick pan throughout all this, the rest of this, and then I'm going to dump it all out and show you guys what's not the big chunks. You know what I mean? Because this is crazy.
Yeah, all the smallest particles. Yeah, you're just sending all that into the bottom of that tub.
Make sure you do that tub over again a few times. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm not.
I usually do it 3 times and then I put it in the Paydirt. Meaning, I'll do it.
I'm not big on repanning just because I want to put it in Paydirt and let them find whatever I missed. But I have to repan this one.
Oh yeah.
You're probably missing still bigger chunks or smaller chunks than what you have been finding.
That small stuff I got from Jonathon that time, at some point I had to just stop going through it. Like I had to just stop. I was like, okay, at this point I just need, it's been the 3rd time I've gone through. Every time I go through, I keep finding little tiny specks. I'm like, you know what? That's going in the rest of my black sands and it'll go to whatever because I don't see it. I'm not seeing it. Every now and again, I'll think so, but then I don't. So if it
when I do my black sands and my Paydirt bags, that's what goes in it. You know, if there was stuff, small specks from from us or from them, and we haven't, you know, gotten it down enough to get it, that's so be it. That's where you get extra stuff, you know. But
right.
I'm sure anybody doing our Paydirt bags gets way more than what, not way more, but more than what we wrote on it. You know what I mean? Because there's just stuff I went through it a couple of times, but not like bringing it down to 100 mesh, making sure that every single spec was the same as each other being, you know what I mean? I didn't do that with a lot of my stuff. So yeah, I kind of left it raw.
Well, and that's it too, is like with all the sluices that I've just now acquired, like there's definitely like Silver Clans, like I've never missed anything. There's definitely going to be like stuff that is going to be taken out, but I want to leave other stuff so people have a chance to grab that, you know, because yeah, sorry about that, Reg. Thanks for sticking by, and hopefully this dirty water adds a little bit of peace to your drama-filled night, my dude. But you know, like I want them to get what I missed. You know what I mean? Like, and this right here, there was no classifying, so I know I missed a lot. You know what I mean? I know I missed a lot.
Yeah.
But I want you guys to see that.
My phone sucks.
What's that?
My phone sucks.
Oh,
I've got, and where I live at, I've only got 2 bars on my phone, and so it's literally dead air. You know.
Yeah.
I'm actually in the country, and I'm like, this don't work. That's why my streams have been so choppy, because I'm doing it on my phone, and this place out here is just, I get better reception inside the house than I do out of my car.
That was a lot of dirt.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
How much is left?
The bag's empty.
What, are you going to bed? Oh, okay. I love you. The bag's
Would
empty.
you do a quarter each?
What's that?
Would you do a quarter each?
A quarter of the
in
bag?
Each pan of the bag. How'd you divide the bag up?
Oh, I just kind of poured it in the pan.
I think you've done 4 pans though, right? 5 pans? 4?
I mean, I honestly haven't been counting. I'll take your word for it.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
I know it's been like 4 times the amount of time that I thought I was going to be doing this. That's for sure. And I'm going to speed through this because I'm going to have to sign off soon for work. Heath says 6. So
6, okay.
You were right on the money there, Jeremy.
Yeah. Well, I think I said 4, but yeah, and so did Heath won.
Heath won.
Woohoo!
See, and I'm kind of like partial to Heath because we're from the same part of the, you know, I always am like, I'm from the hills, I'm hill folk. Heath knows what I'm talking about when I say that, you know. And you know, the things that he's saying about his upbringing, I can really relate to. I really can. Like, I definitely questioned the food I was eating, but
every time you go to walk in the house, you're looking around counting animals.
Yeah.
There's Bruce. There's Eric.
I remember, like, one of my aunts, she had a bunch of geese. She had a bunch of geese, and something happened to where they all just decided to just be mean. I'll tell you what, that was the best Christmas I had ever had. There was so much food. Like, there was so much food.
My grandmother had a goose back east. We had the first place we moved in. We had a bunch of they blocked off a section so we could have the pen, but the coyotes and the turtles in the pond got the ducks, most of the ducks, and I think there was like 3 geese that were left, and only one survived when we moved to the second house. And his name was Bull, and he was a bastard. Grandma had to carry a stick while she was on her riding lawnmower because he got too close. She got too close to his girlfriend, which used to be the Potbelly Pigs feed dish.
Dude, geese are mean. They really are.
They
People
are.
don't realize.
Oh, they are. Then they're very territorial.
Dang, there's another huge piece right there.
I see that too. My aunt had a cat, and his name was Mischief, but we all called him Chief. But he was as dumb as a doornail. I watched this cat and actually have video of this cat getting attacked by starlings. All right, we had a bush out behind the house, and then the fence line that was up against the house. Well, the starlings would fly off the fence to the bush and land in the bush. And as they were doing so, they would fly down and peck him in the back of the head.
That's crazy.
And the other one that was in the bush would fly to the fence and continue this cycle. I've got like 10 minutes worth of this. I was like, how dumb of a cat are you, dude?
Dude, so Heath is over here saying that, you know, his dad was a trapper, and I'll tell you what, they don't discriminate about what they put in their hand. That's for sure.
But that's a whole way of life all by itself right there.
Oh yeah.
You know, when you're trapping, I mean that's all the way back right there. You don't get any older than that. You know what I mean? Trapping and the only thing before that was a spear.
That's
old. I love that we've had trappers in the family that were it's amazing to learn from them.
Well, and people think that it's an easy life, but you have to check those traps every single day, twice a day, depending on where you're at, just so the meat doesn't turn garbage because the animals are stressed out.
Yeah. Well, that, and then you have other animals that it won't take. That thing starts screeching. Other animals are already on their way.
Yep.
Yep.
That's gotta make you mad. You know what I mean? You get up to it's almost like pulling in that fishing line and you see just a head of the fish on there. You know what I mean? It'd be the same idea. You know what I mean? Like
just seeing a part of a paw or something.
Yeah, and that's only the fun part is going to pick them up and stuff. Then when you still got to go through all the skinning, all the, you know what I mean? There is an art to all of that that's really just amazing.
Oh yeah,
it's and then if you can use all the meat,
I'd actually like to get an obsidian blade.
Or muskrat.
Dude, I'll do snapping turtle. I'll do snapping turtle.
I've never had that.
Dude, okay. I'm not trying to sound cliche, but it does taste like chicken. The way the people that I ate it from, how they prepared it, it tastes just like chicken.
Well, and like I agree with that, with what you started that sentence off. I hate being cliche, but there's certain things that if they don't cook them right, or like I went to this restaurant once, it's like we ordered some alligator fillets, and they didn't take the time to actually cook that alligator right. So it tasted like swampy chicken with a different texture. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, there's got to be more to this. You know what I mean? There's got to be more to this than what this is.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could go down to Australia and get plenty of kangaroo. That stuff is like a problem down there. Like they hate those things.
Hold on. I got a guy in chats over on my Silver Squad, and he's been hanging out with Handy Andy for a while now too. But he lives in Australia. He lives in Perth, Australia, and I'm like, dude, I would love to go there. I've been fascinated with Australia. I was like, I want to go to that land and experience it. And I'm like, if I could get him to send me that, I'd do it. I'd do it in a heartbeat.
You can get gator jerky here,
like
online and stuff.
No, I'm talking kangaroo.
Oh, kangaroo!
I'm talking kangaroo. I'm talking kangaroo.
Yeah, I'm sure they wouldn't have a problem cooking kangaroos, dude. Like those things are horrible creatures.
But yeah, it was. I've tried a lot of stuff. There was back in my hometown, we had a restaurant that actually did shark fillets, and it was good. It was tasty the way they did it.
what was it? It was shark jerky. They used to do shark jerky. It was awesome, really peppered, but it was like salty at the same time. I don't know how to explain it, but that's the only time I think I, as close to an adult, that I ate fish and enjoyed it.
Yeah, I agree, Reg. That is people.
Yeah, I saw his comment too. It is true about the food, Silver Clan. I've actually had bear. I worked for a construction company and built the guy's house, and him and his son would go up to Canada and hunt. I think black bear or grizzly, one of the two. And I was like, they came back from a trip. I think they were gone for like a week. They come back from the trip and they're like, "Here, try this," and it was bear chili.
That sounds awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, it was good.
Well, you know what kind of shocked me about moving out here is, and there's some people in the chat that they'll back me up. Where I'm from, you can't buy venison on the store shelf. You can't buy venison on the store shelf. And so, it's a way of life to hunt deer. Yeah. And out here, I was at one of these shops, and there was just packaged venison. I'm like, what is that? You know what I mean? Like, and I actually was thinking that the store was breaking some laws or something. And but no, out here it's just totally okay. I didn't buy it because I'm used to real deer, but it blew my mind.
Yeah, swordfishes too.
Lots of black salmon.
That's what I'm missing. I can see. I've been in Southern California in a beach community. We had a fisherman's wharf the next town up, and literally like a 5-minute drive. And we'd be able to go in there and get fresh seafood. And I'm talking that day's catch.
Well, and those are the things that, depending on where you are, those are the things that are awesome about where you grew up from and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. But I like trying different stuff. And people, like my family, they don't like Creole food. I actually like it. I like okra and all that type of stuff.
I'm going to jump off panel real quick, but I'm going to still be in chat. But that way I can chat here for a little bit. But I'm going to hop off panel while I do it.
All right,
man. Cool.
Thanks for coming by, man.
Later, Jeremy.
I'm just gonna. I'm not going.
I'm just
anywhere.
gonna pull this pull this back a little bit and see what's going on. And I can't imagine eating horse, to be completely honest with you. There's like a huge black market for horse in this country because of all the immigrants, but I can't imagine eating horse.
You might have already done it. You just didn't know it.
I mean, that's a fact.
Yeah.
Is that all small gold right there? Is that what am I looking at right there?
Let me pull it back. I'm trying to get it all there so we can. There is, even with pulling it back, I'm missing it. But
I'm not in a hurry. Like I said, I'm just gonna hop off so I can get into chat. I'm not going anywhere.
All right.
All right, man. I'll catch you. I'll be down here. Thank you for having me up, though.
Yeah, thanks for coming up, man.
Yep. Be with you in just a sec.
Man, Zach, you have no idea, dude. This is crazy. And everybody in chat, this is crazy to me. So without really, because you can see it all being missed, that top up there is just absolutely insane. It's just littered with small gold. I had a friend who came from South America, or her father came from South America, and when she asked for guinea pigs as a pet, he said, "No, we don't raise food. We're not farmers." And it just blew my mind when she told me that. Zach, it's saying your device needs to be connected. So much black sand. No, Donna, I don't think so. I'm sorry to say that. I don't think so. This is my present to myself today.
I think you got a good deal on this.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing with Jonathon Friend is all his stuff is guaranteed. So, like, let's say I were to weigh it out, and for some reason it didn't weigh out what it was supposed to, I would know it was me, not him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, I see what you've panned out and what you found. So yeah, no, that's a good deal. You got a really good deal. I'm definitely gonna try, if I can get some, I'll definitely get some. But it's gonna be a while before I can do that.
Well, I would say if you're going to, like, that's crazy. Look at that smile right there of just gold. Like,
mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Try to
against that black sand. You got that's a nice fat streak.
That is crazy. And I'm not doing this dude justice on his bag because
you've actually ran through it.
What's that?
You didn't even use you didn't use any of the sluices.
No, not at all.
You just went through the thing.
Didn't do anything like that. Just kind of hillbillied it up.
Got it all wet. That way you can find all the good stuff and then go from there.
The bigger stuff should be dry. So what I'm going to do is before I end this, because I do have to get ready to go to work.
Yeah.
Donna, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, Silver Clan, best of luck. Heavy pans, and thanks for sharing the love with your grandkids and getting them going on finding their own money, That's awesome, man.
Good night, Silver Clan. Yeah, the last time I actually panned and did a panning was at Knott's Berry Farm in Southern California.
Was that a good place? Would you recommend that to like somebody who's not from the area?
It's an amusement park, and it's been around for a while. Okay, now not as long as I'd say Disneyland, but it's fairly up there in age. But yeah, I would, if I get a chance to go back to California, I would take a day and just go back to Knott's Berry Farm, and maybe do, if they still did the panning, do a pan or two. Because I don't know how kind of great it is because it is a commercial.
There's
I think that I got a fairly decent size on. I broke up, didn't I?
No, you're good. I'm sorry. I interrupted you.
Yeah, I'm freezing.
Hey, hippie. Yeah, there was this place that I went to last year, and they had a panning station. They were mining. It was at a mine, a historic mine, and I didn't really find much in it. But I was also, panning like this and just sucking up all the black sand because I knew at the end of the day I could melt that down and I'd probably get more from that than whatever I found in my pan, But yeah, that is absolutely crazy. That just line.
Dude, that's another large streak, dude.
Yeah, that's just huge. Give me.
And then, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to go weigh out these big hunks and let you know what was just in pickers. Okay. Well, yeah, dude. I mean, I think panning, I know Rocky Mountain Prospecting was in here earlier, and I think what he does by taking vets and people with PTSD up to the mountain to pan is one of the best things that you could really do, because when it comes to panning, I can't explain to you something that brings me more, I don't know, peace of mind. You know what I mean? Because you're just doing it. Like, yeah, I'm just running through it right now, but it is definitely
you're
something
tunnel
that,
visioning it.
Yeah. So in just the big pieces alone, there was 0.811. So there was almost a gram in just those pickers alone.
Yeah.
That's absolutely
we
crazy.
said about a gram on those pickers.
Yeah, you guys were right on it too.
I think that one.
You want me to weigh
I think that one
piece,
that you found towards the end was a good size one. Yeah.
I'll weigh exactly how much that is. One moment. Yeah, that is 0.18, so almost a quarter gram on its own. That's crazy. And that's like, that's got some texture to it too.
Nice. Good grass, dude. I'm stoked for you.
Yeah, man. I'm actually, when you were like, oh, you need to finish it. I need to know what's going on at the end. I'm just kind of like, I got to get ready for work, you know. Da, 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 da. Well, here we go. We got it. Hey, Holly. Hey, Rusty.
What's up, Rusty?
Yeah,
what's up, Holly?
I do have to end this at this point just because I got to go to work. So I'll talk to you later. Brother. Yeah, you too, man. And thanks everybody for hanging out and watching me run through this bag. Again, I highly recommend, if you haven't already, get yourself a bag of black mass Paydirt because it's awesome. It's really, really awesome.
But I'm very, very pleased with the results that you got. So yeah, I definitely, probably around the first of the year, after maybe around tax time, I think I'm going to invest a little.
I mean, it's an investment in your own fun. You know what I mean? You can think about back in the day, we would spend like $40 on a video game. Here you are spending $40 on a like, it's the same thing. You're a good video game player. You're going to run right through it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
All right, Nigel. Have a good night at work. Be safe, brother.
You too, man. Stay safe, everybody. Stay safe, stay happy, and we'll catch you tomorrow when we give away a silver maple leaf. So, see you soon.
Nice.